What's up, guys? I got another performance review I'm going to do. It's the first one I've done this summer, so I guess I'll get right into it. It's going to be on the Jordan SuperFly. Um, this is the first model in that line. The second one just came out, but these are the first ones that came out last year. These have been pretty much the only shoes I've played in all summer, just because I tend to play outside mostly in the summertime, and I don't really see the point in getting more than one pair of shoes to beat up in the summertime. So these have been my summer hooping shoes, and wanted to do a little bit of a review on them because you know it was a pretty popular model from Jordan brand last year, and a lot of them are starting to hit the outlets. You can get them online for pretty cheap. So and honestly, I was really surprised at how good of a performer they were. I'll start off at the bottom. The traction, I don't know if you guys can, I don't know if you're able to see that very well, but you've got kind of it's a really thin traction pattern there. It's not really deep. You can probably see on underneath the balls of the foot here, the rubber's starting to wear off. I've put in probably 40 so hours, maybe more. Kind of see it on this one too. The rubber's starting to wear off. Of course, playing outside, you're not gonna. The rubber's gonna wear down faster than it would if I was playing indoors. I just don't play indoors in the summertime. I just don't do it. The wintertime, the traction probably would have held up better, playing on an indoor court. I didn't have any problems. Traction outdoors, unless you're playing on, I don't know, gravel or something like that, it's usually not too bad. These are probably getting to the point to where, though, I'm going to start noticing some slipping because it's pretty smooth right under the ball. Yeah, the traction pattern's actually all rubbed off right here, so I didn't have any problems with the traction. It worked out really well. This rubber the rubber that they use is pretty soft, which it kind of sucks. It seems a lot of the traction patterns that are used these days, the ones that are really good at gripping the floor, they're usually made out of a softer, more pliable rubber, which is great if you play indoors. If you play outdoors, it's not so great. It only worked for a short amount of time. Anywhere between 40 and 60 hours you might get out of a decent pair of outdoor or shoes that you're playing in outdoors these days. Traction was great, no problems, no slipping so far in these. Moving on to the cushioning of the shoe, you've got in basically Phylon midsole. The foam is pretty soft. The main cushioning sources are going to be inside the shoe, though. In the heel, you've got a zoom unit, zoom air, and in the forefoot, it was a pretty interesting setup that they used. Underneath the forefoot, probably going right across in this area here, you've got a section of Lunarlon foam. When you first try the shoes on, I thought that the forefoot was really kind of stiff, and it didn't really feel very cushioned at all. You can feel the Zoom Air unit pretty much right away when you try them on. It takes about 2 to 3 hours for the lunar foam to kind of break in the forefoot, and you'll be able to start feeling it. The downside for me with any shoe I've ever played in that has Lunarlon in it, it bottoms out really quickly. And what I mean by bottoming out, meaning is that foam is great in that it's very shock absorbent. It distributes impact very evenly. It's much easier on your joints. It's also lighter, and it's less costly. It's cheaper basically. Not like air and things like that. But it also has a shorter lifespan. Lunarlon for me, every shoe I've had it in, after maybe 2 to 3 weeks of playing in it a few times a week, it'll just go flat. That's pretty much how these have gone. Luckily, you can't really see it on the inside, but they've got an ortholite insole. You might be able to see there's like blue around the insole here. I tried taking these insoles out. They don't come out. I don't know what kind of glue they used, but I'd have to get a crowbar to get these insoles out. Sweat and things like that probably also have kind of melded them into the footbed of the shoe. I couldn't get the insoles out to show you, but they're blue, and you can feel it's like that memory foam feeling. Ortholite insoles help a lot with how they feel in terms of comfort. So they still feel decent in the forefoot. It's not great. I would have preferred had they used Zoom Air in the forefoot and Lunarlon in the heel. I don't really, I'm a perimeter player for the most part, so I don't really use my heel. I don't heel strike very often, so forefoot cushion is more important for me. Cushioning could have been better. It's not terrible. Probably also that I've been playing in these outside, that has an effect on it as well. So they were decent. In terms of fit and support of the shoe, you can see the midsole kind of wraps up back here and acts almost like a I want to say a heel cup. I can tell they've got an internal heel cup because you can hear that firm plastic in there. Support was really good. They've also got I don't think it's like a fake, it's like a miniature, not like actual carbon fiber, but midfoot shank plate, to keep your arch from overstretching. The overall fit of the shoe was actually really good. Normally Jordan shoes run big for me. I'm a true size 10.5. I usually have to go down in size to wear Jordans. I had to go up to a size 11 in these, and I think what the reason for that is because, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on the inside of the shoe, they've got this like sleeve that reaches all the way down into the toes, and it's really thick. Another thing is that the toe box, the upper's made out of like a fuse material, like hyperfuse. It's pretty stiff. I tried on a 10.5 and my toes were jammed. I couldn't move. It's not so much that I need wiggle room in the toe. I need room to flex my foot on, in a shoe. And I just didn't have it when I went true to size. I went up to an 11. These flex pretty decent in the forefoot, and I was able to, get that flexibility that I need to play, comfortably, without rubbing the skin off the top of my toes. So the fit was pretty good. Support's pretty good. I'd go up half a size if you like having comfortable shoes when you play. If you like your shoes to fit really snug, you could go true to size on these. But it's a matter of personal preference. The upper, like I said, it's all made of like a synthetic. It's like a synthetic fuse material. Now you can kind of see. It looks like all these little cutouts here are mesh, and you'd think that would give you some pretty decent ventilation. I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but only basically these three little cutouts here actually provide any ventilation at all. That was the biggest drawback to this shoe for me, especially since I play outside. It's got that inner sleeve that goes all the way to the toe. These things hold moisture like crazy. The first few times I played in them, I actually did get a couple of like moisture blisters on the bottom of my feet. It's because I was playing and it was really hot outside. So ventilation in these is not good. The plus side of that is that the durability on the upper is really good. This, I don't know, it's really different. It's like almost like it feels almost like a combination between canvas and hyperfuse. It's durable as hell. I've had people stepped all over my toes. I drug my toe a few times. There's no damage on the upper of this shoe at all. The upper of this shoe would probably last 20 times longer than the outsole would. The bottoms will be falling off this thing before the upper goes bad, which is good for an outdoor shoe, but you sacrifice ventilation. So the ventilation was not good. The durability of the uppers was great though, for playing outdoors. That's pretty much it in terms of all the aspects of the shoe that I found while I was playing in them. They've got decent cushioning. The traction was okay. The biggest thing I liked about it was just the overall comfort of the shoe, and it really allowed me to overlook some of the drawbacks of the shoe um, in terms of just overall playability. Um, I don't think these would be good for like a bigger player, someone who needs like a lot of cushioning. These would be good for like a smaller players, swingman, 2-3 guards, maybe some smaller, if you're more of a inside out player, that'd be good for, these might be good for you. Um, you can find, like I said, you can find these cheap online in a lot of places like the Nike outlets and things like that. If you can find them at the right price, I think the retail was like somewhere around 140 bucks. So if you can find them, I think I paid 50 bucks for these at the Nike outlet, so it's not bad. If you can find them for a decent price, they'd make an excellent addition. If you just want to try something different from Jordan Brand, a lot of people focus on retros. Jordan Brand puts out some good performance shoes. This is one of them. They're not my favorite shoes of all time, but they definitely get the job done. So if you're looking for another pair to try out, these are pretty good if you get them for the right price. The only drawback that I've seen so far, if you play outside, don't expect this traction pattern to last very long. It's just not. I'd say probably about 40 hours into the shoe, and the rubber's already mostly gone. In the area you need it most, ball right underneath the ball of your foot, and on the outside of the outriggers, that's where you need traction the most for making cuts and stops and things like that. These are probably going to get retired here really soon. I've got another pair coming I'm going to do a performance review on that hopefully I'll be able to just wear these around. They're pretty comfortable. I mean, they're comfortable enough to where I wear them when I'm not playing in them, which is, I guess kind of unusual. A lot of people have basketball shoes they don't ever play basketball in, so it's just one of those things. But yeah, that's my review of the Jordan Brand Superfly. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have fun.